Hey, what is up guys, it is Omega HD, and can I just say quickly, by tomorrow I will be truly HD, because I've got my HD PVR. Yep, I spent £150 on it, which is roughly about $220, $250, around that mark, so I paid gradually a bit more than most of you guys out there. I've also bought my component cables, I bought a new mouse and a new mouse pad, so it comes to about £200 in total. And you may be wondering, how have you got this money? How can you do this? Well, I had a job over Christmas, and basically they taxed me. I wasn't meant to be taxed, and they did it at an extreme rate of tax. So I got taxed £300. So I've just got £300 back from no apparent, well, for an apparent reason, but just randomly. I didn't think I was going to get it, but I did. So I'm quite happy with that. So yeah, my Wii U fund is finally done, and today I'm going to talk about my illness again, but this time it's about my leg. And if you haven't seen my last episode, which is about my intermittent hydronephrosis, that kind of leads on to this. I would recommend you go and see it. Personally, I thought it was quite good commentary by myself, but I recommend you go and see it to understand what I'm going to be talking about in this one. So yeah, so let's start this one off with... Oh, what am I going to start this one? I was going to start off with a part about... Yeah, we'll start off with the last... Okay. I'm just mumbling to myself. So, do you know how I got an infection in my testicle? Yep. We all love to hear that. Well, basically, that wasn't the only infection I got. So, this infection from my testicle managed to somehow move to my leg. So, it got to my leg inside the bone, and it started to do its work. So it would dissolve it, it would do all that jazz until I had like somewhat of a hollow leg, and also make it swell. So I went to the doctors complaining that I had a bad leg, and it was really hurt. It used to collapse on me. So if I was playing football at the time, and rugby surprisingly. And whenever I started to run, my leg would cave in, give in, and I'd just fall to the floor. I looked like a right muppet. So that is what would happen to me. And I went to the doctors with this huge, well, it wasn't a huge swollen leg at the time. It was just a pain in my leg. I was like, okay, I've got a real pain in my leg. Can you do something for me? And he was like, it's nothing. Maybe you've pulled something in your leg. Maybe it's muscular or growing pains. And they sent me away to a physiotherapist, which is kind of odd because physiotherapists are for muscles and ligaments and all that jazz. But what I had was an infection, and as far as my knowledge goes, oily massaged hands don't cure infections. But the only good thing about this infection was it was in the morning, and I missed an hour of school, I think, and that the physiotherapist was once again pretty damn hot. Coming from my British mouth, that probably sounds really quite weird and very odd. Yeah, I bet it does. But yeah, so I had this physiotherapist, and I had her for about no, let's stay away from that. So basically, she was my physiotherapist for a couple of months, and eventually it just wasn't helping. It was doing nothing. And a couple of months later, my leg had swollen up more, and this was from the infection of the pus, which was a lot of white blood cells attacking the infection. And I went to the doctors, and I had this giant. It was situated just below my knee, so where the calf begins, around there, and it was quite a huge lump. And I went to the doctors, and he didn't see it. He didn't see anything swollen. I had to point it out to him. I had to say, well, you see my leg there? It is pretty damn swollen, isn't it? He's like, yes, it is quite swollen. He was Nigerian, or something along those lines. Most doctors are now. So he was like, yes, I can see that it's quite swollen. Oh, it's quite hot. So when you have an infection, often the place where the infection is quite hot, and he could feel that it was quite hot, and he quickly swabbed it and called the local hospital and said, I've got a patient here who needs to come in urgently. And basically what I had was a huge infection which made tunnels through my leg, so it would go up into my knee, around there. It was loads and loads of tunnels, and they realised this and they got me to hospital, and I stayed there for a night, and then I had my operation just to see what was in my legs. So they shove a giant needle in there, pull out the pus, and they record what their infection was, and it was a strand of MRSA, and MRSA cannot be cured. Well, killed, pretty much. I don't know the correct terminology, but that's as far as I can go. It was a strand of it, so mine could be cured. But MRSA is a pretty deadly virus over here in the UK. Is it a virus or a bacteria? I'm not sure, but it's something, one of those things. And often people get put into quarantine, and they stay there for a very, very long time. And with this, they took the they got the test, and they saw that it was an infection. It was quite deadly. So what they did was they put me under the knife again, and they basically cut open my leg. I've got a scar here, which is about, I'm gonna guess, is about 3 inches, maybe 4 or 5. I don't even know. It's quite a big scar, but they cut open it and they scraped all the stuff out, flushed it out, and all that stuff. And then what they left in was these 3 big tubes. No, 2 big tubes. There were 2 big tubes, which were there to somewhat drain the rest of the stuff out, and they put a giant cast around my leg. And the great thing about these tubes was they led to this thing, and my nan came to visit me at one point, and we had this little bet, like, which one's going to fill up more, which little tube or tub or whatever, and we had this bet for like £10 or something. So I pretended my tube was bigger and I got more money. So that's what I did. But it was weird because this thing was scary to me, because I have never been in a position where I could either have lost my leg or my life. Because this infection could have quite easily spread to my brain, my heart, or anywhere else in my body, but fortunately it just stayed there. And I'm quite thankful for that. I wouldn't be here today. I'm not quite thankful of the doctors who took almost it was a year from my first visit to the hospital to figure out what was wrong with me, which kind of annoys me. It just shows how great the health system over here in the UK is. Should have gone privately, I guess. But yeah, I suppose my problem has been fixed. I feel like my leg's a lot stronger and all that business, and this commentary is probably quite awful, I'm sorry, because I'm kind of rushing it, I'm not thinking through, so I'm sorry about that. But yeah, and I just wanted to talk about, it kind of ties into my leg a bit. I got invited to join the rugby team today, and I'm tall-ish, around there. Yeah, I'm tall. Let's go with that. I'm tall compared to my peers, and I got invited to join the rugby team. I played rugby before in year 9 and 10, I believe, but that's when my leg infection hit, and I was nothing special. I was a winger. I didn't do much, to be honest. And basically, he walked up to me and went, Max, my name, how would you like to join the rugby team? I'm like, do I look like a rugby player? And he was like, yeah, you're tall enough, you could be. You just need to fill out a bit. I was like, oh, that's nice. I need to fill out a bit. That's not insulting at all. You're calling me a little wimpy shit now. So basically, I've gone and taken his advice. I'm going to go and fill out, air quotes, and I'm going to look to join the team. I think he probably asked me because the team is short, but apparently, according to everyone else, the team isn't short. So maybe he's looking at me with this untapped potential of being a good rugby player, and to me, that's just hilarious. So yeah, guys, this has been Omega HD. If you like the commentary, again, drop a like. And how are you liking this situation at the moment? Me uploading 2 to 4 videos a day? Jeez, what am I saying? Uploading videos 2 to 3. Uploading 1 video every 2 to 3 days. There we go. I knew I'd get there eventually. So yeah, 3 videos a week. Do you like that? I have to know, because would you like me to upload more? I'd find it a bit of a strain on myself to do that, but you know, I hope you guys have fun. So I've overrun the mark by about 40 seconds here, and I'll just end it now before I stutter on a little bit longer. So yeah, I'll see you guys later. Bye.